What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we are back at it again with another Transformer figure review. And today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new figure for the year. And when I say brand new figure for the year, I genuinely mean brand new figure for the year, because this is one of the brand new primes that we're going to be taking a look at today. So, today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Amalgamus Prime, and this is quite a strange figure at that. And when I say a strange figure, this is a really strange figure. In terms of all of this, though, we will get into it. Y'all know the rules, though. We don't take a look at this first. We take a look at the packaging, and the packaging is quite beautifully done. I must say it's a very nice Voyager packaging going on here. On the side here, we've got Amalgamus Prime holding a transformation cog, from what I can understand. I don't know if that's true or not, but it could be. On the back here, we have the glorious images of Amalgamus Prime here in his robot mode. And I gotta say, this robot mode's a little bit weird, and I will explain. There is a fan mode that looks a lot better than this, so we'll get into that a little bit later. So, anyways, on this side of the box here, you've got all of the obligatory artwork, including Amalgamus Prime there. So, yeah. And Quintus and Onyx. So, but that's pretty much it for the packaging, and we're going to bring the figure right on in here and bringing this thing in here. This is a strange figure that, and when I say strange figure, I genuinely mean strange figure. It's a figure that I just don't know what to think about. It's just that weird. So you get like this walking tank mode kind of deal here, and I again, not sure what to make of this. I genuinely don't know what to make of this. This is just very confusing, very concerning, and very interesting to say the least. So, yeah. I don't know really what else we could really do aside from the fact that this thing is a parts former in certain areas, but in other areas it's not. So, yeah. I mean, it kind of gives off, like, Halo Infinite and, like, Borderlands drone kind of vibes. If you guys have played those video games, you guys would know what I'm talking about. But, go look those up if you haven't. But that's pretty much it for the tank mode here. And the reason why I say tank mode is because all of the accessories here are pertinent for the tank mode. So, yeah. Let's get him into scale comparison like this, and then we will get him into scale comparisons with, well, I don't think we need to do scale comparisons with the other modes that he's got going on here. So, yeah. Anyways, here he is next to one of our previous primes. Here he is next to my Cronus. Here he is next to, if I can get this out of the way, there we go. Here he is next to A3. Here he is next to Onyx. And because I don't feel like pulling out all the primes for this, here he is next to Prima. And now that we've done all of that in scale comparison, let's get this guy into one of his many modes. And to do so, you're going to have to parts form a lot of things here. So you're going to need to remove this. You're going to need to remove both of these pieces here. You're going to need to rip off these arm pieces here. And we'll start with the arms and those pieces first. We'll start with that. And thus begins the first of many problems. This is his head. That is a peg. There is not a single thing holding this head in place. So, Hasbro, why? So, anyways, then, yeah, we'll remove that off to the side for now. And let's start with the car. To start off with the little car, you're going to take this piece, you're going to fold it upwards, do the same thing on the other side, make sure that these wheel pieces are pointing downward, and you're going to take these, and these two pieces, there's two ports on both sides of these, you're just going to marry the two couples together, male and female, there you go, you're going to do that, and there's the little car. Now, we're going to form the jet. Now, the jet is a little strange here, but it is going to be doable. So, you're going to take these, you're going to make sure that the hands are rotated so that everything looks like this in this orientation. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to flip this all the way around. You're going to make sure that this hand is rotated in that orientation. And then you're going to take these, and they just tab together like so. And there you have the jet, the car, and now we're going to work on the tank. So we're going to remove these. We're going to come back to the figure. We're going to remove this. We'll take a look at the weapon here in just a moment. You're not supposed to do that, but you are supposed to remove these pieces. You're not supposed to break apart the whole thing. So now, in terms of the tank, you're going to take these two pieces. You're going to marry the two halves together, and then you're going to take these pieces, fold them all the way down, and what I've seen people do is they take the gun here and they're going to just take it, and there's a little port right on the inside of the feet, and you're just going to shove that right on in there, and there's that. But there's more to this. There is another thing you can do. And it involves the jet. So with that being said, let's take this out, because what you're going to do is you're going to take this, put it back into the SI, then you're going to take this piece and you're going to just peg it right on top of that. You're going to make sure that stays there, and then you're going to somehow, actually, you're not going to somehow, you're going to just take both of these sides here. There's one side that's pegged and there's one side that's not, and you're going to take both of those and you're just going to peg them onto both sides of the weapon, and there you have that, like so. And now the instructions tell you there are many other things that you can do. They tell you to take these apart and to take this piece and put this right here in between them. I don't know what this is supposed to do. I really don't, but sometimes one of the modes is this, so you can do the same thing with the car mode. I just don't think it's worth it. So now we're going to get all of this put back onto Amalgamus Prime, and then we are going to transform him for real. Alright, and now that we've got all of this back in play, we can start to work with things. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to come to these leg sections, you're going to untab them from the top here. There are these little tab pieces that, or these little ports that these tab sections will go into, so you're going to do that, kind of splay them outwards, and we will remove the gun here. So, I'm going to remove that. And then we're going to come to this back section here. We're going to untab the legs, because there's tab sections here that go into these sections here. We're going to untab those, and thus begins the problems with this figure. In the sense that these legs are very, very, very sensitive. So there's a waist, bring it down, and you're just going to rotate it like so. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back to this weapon piece, because this piece is really, really difficult to lift up. You're going to take this port piece and you're going to lift it all the way up and bring it all the way back. Then you're going to come to this front section and you're going to pop it forward. 1 second. The problem is with this tab section is that it does not, it's very, very secure, so just be aware of that. Take that, take this section on the inside and flip it all the way up. Jeez, it's very tight. Take that, fold this all the way down, and then we're working now. And then we're going to take this piece, bring it all the way forward. Well, let's move these out of the way real quick. Bring this section up, and that's what I don't like happening. This is the problem with this mold, is that the head does not stay put, because it is of a terrible, terrible design. So, yeah. Hasbro, I'm calling you out. That's a terrible design. Let's take that, and then bring this all the way down like so. After you've brought the waist section up, and you can just rotate the neck piece around to bring this piece up. Things are not supposed to look the way they're looking, but they are. So take the head, bring it up like so, make sure everything stays properly. Rotate these pieces around if they don't come undone already. Not a good thing here. Very much so not a good thing. Very not happy about that. And then you're going to basically just kind of leave the arms the way they are and just kind of straighten them all out. But I have a workaround for it. So you're going to remove these for the moment. You're going to take these pieces and bring them up because you're supposed to do that already. I just forgot to do so. Bring those pieces up. Take these arm sections, rotate them around so that the tiny little peg is formed that way. Rotate this all the way around, and then rotate this all the way around, and straighten out said arms. Do this. You don't have to remove this, but I removed it just because it makes my life a little easier. So bring this down, rotate this all the way around, take this piece, rotate that all the way around, and there you have that. I'm going to put this piece back here because I just wanted to show that you can do it with or without that. Now that everything is all straightened out for the most part. For the most part. That's the problem with this figure, is for the most part. And straighten it all back out. If this head will stop popping out of its little peg, because it's not supposed to do that. And then take this, pop this down. And by the way, like I said, this piece is detachable, so you can remove it from the side. And we will go through all the accessories here that came with this figure. So now we're going to take it and we're going to place it into this hand like so. And now that we've got ourselves a little General Grievous mold looking here thing going on, I think that works out perfect. So yeah. Here you have the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Amalgamus Prime in his robot mode. And again, this is one of those figures, like, take note. I like the way that it looks in robot mode. I like the way that it looks in vehicle mode. I do not like how we got from vehicle mode to robot mode. That was just insanely dumb. And this, what is that for, Hasbro? Anyways, one of the accessories, as I stated previously, is one of these little transformation cogs, which you can remove. It is in his head, and the head does still technically stay put. You can just leave it on there as it decides to fall off. But anyways, you can put the head back on and have the transformation cog or whatever this be removed. So you can do that. However, it's my figure. I'm not going to do that. And to do so, you just kind of pop this bit up here and just, the little peg has to go into the eye socket. So yeah, take that and just pop this back all on in place. There we go. And close this back up. And then we pop the head back in place. Now, this Psy thing here, his scythe or Psy, is really weird. It comes with this piece here, which I believe you're supposed to take this piece and attach it to this here, but because it's multiple different pieces, I'm not going to do that on this video. But the Psy piece here, as you guys saw, you can remove it and have it be as a regular Psy, or you can have it with a gun attachment and have it be a Cyber Psy. Not sure what the whole point of that is, but whatever. So I'm going to put that back in play there. And he does come with all of these hands on him do have wrist bends down with 90 degrees, and they have swivel joints as well. So everything does work out as so. So yeah, let's straighten out the legs, kind of make him look a little bit more menacing. There we go. That's better. Alright, now let's get him into scale comparisons. We'll get into final thoughts, and then we shall rank him and end the video. So here he is with my Cronus. Here he is with A3. Here he is with Onyx. And finally, here he is with Prima. Now then, as I stated, getting this guy from vehicle to Dr. Octopus and Shockwave melding together as we are currently seeing him, I'm not a big fan of that transformation. That was a terrible, terrible transformation. Hasbro, you should be ashamed of yourself. But I also kind of like it. I kind of like it. I really do. And take note, all of the little extra modes that you saw with the arms and the legs, that's pretty much all the only extra little modes this guy has. There was nothing for the big body. Not even in the instructions was there anything for the big body. So, yeah, can't really give it too many happy thoughts there. However, I can definitely rank this figure. And if we're going to rank this figure, I have to say the playability aspect is definitely where this is getting me, because this is definitely a playable figure. You can definitely pull off some really cool things with this guy. I also can picture him being an armorizer. I can picture all of the cool things that normally would go along with this figure. My problem with it is just getting from transformation, is the transformation and this head. This is what I like to call too much of a good thing here. There's too many gimmicks going on here, and you don't know which one you want to focus on. So you have the parts forming gimmick, which I get, that's great. And then you have all the accessorized gimmicks, which is okay, that's also great. But then you have the excessive extra ability of the arms, you have the extra pieces of the legs, you have the headpiece comes off, there's a cog inside the head. There's so much going on here that's where I think this thing fails. So if I'm going to give this thing a scale or a ranking on a scale out of 1 to 10, I'm probably going to give this thing somewhere in the ballpark. Oh, let's give it a 6 out of 10. And the reason I give it a 6 out of 10 is because the accessories and the amount of transformation bits that you have to do in order for this to look the way it looks is just bad. Great figure, great vehicle mode, horrible execution to get from both vehicle to robot mode and robot mode to vehicle. I can't give it anything higher than a 6 out of 10. However, anything a 6 out of 10 is a definite recommend. Anything lower than a 6 out of 10 is a I do not recommend. So, but that's my review for the Transformers Age of the Primes Amalgamus Prime, and this is Thomas Fan01 saying, do not forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button somewhere down here. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can always be notified of the next Transformer review that we always do, and or of the next live stream that we do, to which, by the way, if you do comment on the live streams, you definitely do get shouted out at the end of said stream when we are live. So do not forget to check that out, and also please do not forget to check out Jordy's Rail videos, Patrick's Voice Rail, Riveted Rail Fan, Riveted Reviews, Alexander Rothschild, iStar552, Bravely GG, Kitten Cat 999, Little Winter Night, Zaga and Oreo, Lemon Lime Studios, and oh, what the hey, we'll throw him out there, Sentinel Edits as well. So please do not forget to check all of them out. And once again, do not forget to subscribe for more content. And this is Thomas Fan01 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Goodbye.